and welcome to my Learn About Notre Dame Roommates and Dorms video. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe. That's right, subscribe right now. If you look, if this is something that's really cool, I have a watermark on my videos. Look how cute it is. I don't know what corner it is, somewhere down here. It's cute, isn't it? If you scroll your mouse over it, if you're on a computer, it'll let you subscribe straight off of that. Isn't that so cool? Try it right now, that's so cool, right? And if not, you can just, if you're on a cell phone, you can minimize the screen, and underneath it'll say subscribe and it'll have my name. You just press subscribe, you don't even have to leave the video. That's so convenient, so make sure you do that. Also give this video a thumbs up. Lots of good content in here. I've decided that I don't like just sitting and doing nothing while I talk because it's hard for me to think about what I want to say and it's just awkward, and I prefer to make vlogs. So I've decided the way that I'm going to fix that is I'm just going to be doing something while I talk about Notre Dame so that I can make like a freshman advice series, which is what this is going to be about, and I'll make a new playlist for that. So today it's a coloring chat.
Hey, whip out your coloring book and color along.
I'll be coloring in the Paris Street style, a coloring book. I usually color in this while I work at Notre Dame on my on-campus job. So I've done this, I did before, so I just ignored that page and started anew. I've done this page. Is it focusing?
I think.
I can't see that far. I've done this page. I did these two. I did all these while I worked. And now I'm working on this one. I colored it a little bit yesterday while I worked, but I've got to finish it. So I'll be finishing, or working on that at least today while I talk about Notre Dame dorms. This is my sister Morgan. She's been in other videos, but she will be coloring out of my mandala coloring book, which she stole
I didn't steal
from
that.
me.
No, I didn't.
So, and now I'm letting her color out of it because I'm kind. So today we'll be talking about Notre Dame and the dorms. I live in Breen Phillips Hall, which is the home of the babes and is the best place with the best people. That's our slogan because it's BP, BP. Our colors are pink and blue, and our mascot is the babe, which is a pig, for some of you who may not know. It's based off of the movie Babe in the City, which I guess is a movie about a pig in the city. Yeah, I lived, if you haven't watched my dorm room tour already, then you can watch that now. A little flag will pop up on one side of the screen.
You can make those happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure which side, that's why I pointed to both, because last time I had to flip my orientation. I made a dorm tour, so go watch that because then you can see inside my dorm room, which is pretty standard for a Notre Dame dorm room. But other than that, I'll just be talking about how the whole situation of Notre Dame dorming works. So freshmen are randomly assigned a roommate and randomly assigned a dorm. There's 31 dorms on campus. It might be 32 now because they're building a new one. Not really sure, but you're randomly assigned to a dorm. The dorms are single sex, so it's all girls dorm, all boys dorm, which some people have asked me, oh no, my battery, it's dying. If it dies, you'll have to go get my other battery, but just let me know if you see it die. Okay. So I work as a tour guide also, and right now we're like reaching out to freshmen to talk to them and just answer questions and stuff because it's like decision time. So a lot of people have asked me how I feel about the whole single sex dorm situation. I like it. We have this thing called Parietals, which before I went to Notre Dame and I read that word, I didn't know how to pronounce it. It's pronounced Parietals. Don't embarrass yourself and say it wrong, because that's what I did. But I thought it was Parietals. Yeah, it's pronounced Parietals, and basically what it means is you have to be out of the opposite sex dorm by midnight on weekdays and 2 a.m. on weekends, but all dorms have a 24-hour space that you can go and sit in. So you can go sit down there, but like not very many people like to do that because it's just kind of awkward when it's like past midnight and you're like in the living room of your dorm like chilling with other genders. It's just kind of awkward. But yeah, so parietals are a thing. And a lot of people are against them, but I mean, they have their pros and cons. Like, yeah, it is kind of annoying that you have to leave, but a pro is you can always shower in the middle of the night. You never have to worry about walking out in your towel and having some random person run into you, because that's always awkward. And also, on weekdays, it's always quiet by midnight for the most part, except like people in your dorm are still allowed to be loud. So like a lot of times dorm activity picks up like a little bit at midnight, especially in my hallway. It used to always pick up, like, because people would be chatting in the hallway because they'd like get Okay, my camera died, but I was talking about parietals. So you can shower in the middle of the night without having to worry about someone walking out and seeing you in your towel, because a lot of people do have bathrobes, but a lot of people also just like walk in their towel to the bathroom and then walk out of the bathroom in their towel. I have a bathrobe, but a lot of people do that. So that's a plus. Oh yeah, I was talking about how it's usually quiet. That just basically means there can't be parties like after those times, which is nice because it's nice to be able to go to sleep, I guess. Also, one pro I think that comes out of this is I have a friend who, she goes to a school in Texas, and like a boy used to sleep in her room and her bed smells like beer and pizza, and I just think that's gross, so I'm kind of glad that's not the case for me. Oh, I think it's too up now because I can't see my Notre Dame. Can you? Still and dip forward. Oh my gosh, not that much.
Like that.
No, that's too much, I think. Now it's crooked again. Oh my god. Well, jeez. Hi guys. Just wanted to get closer. I'm not wearing glasses or contacts, so I can't see. But I don't know, it's good enough. So yeah, like a boy was sleeping in her room and he basically just made it smell bad. And I just think that's gross, so I'm glad that's not the case for me. I don't know, parietals aren't that big of a deal. You can, I don't know, parietals aren't the end all be all.
Yeah.
Do what you will with that information. So yeah, that's parietals. Back to being randomly assigned. So dorms are randomly assigned to first years, which basically means they just put you places randomly. They say it's random, but then some people also, there's like conspiracy theories that it's not random. Pretty sure it is random, but like it usually just works out for people. Yeah, so do what you will with that information also. You'll just be placed into a dorm, and that dorm, most people stay in them for like as long as you live on campus. Some people live on campus all 4 years, some people live on for 3, because that's what's required now. You have to live on campus for 3 years. That used to not be the case. It used to only be 2, but now it's 3. So I don't really mind. I'll probably just live on campus all 4 years, because personally I just think it's easiest, because you don't have to worry about grocery shopping unless you want snacks, which is like always fun to go on a Target run. The dining hall is like a minute, literally, if I walk slow from my dorm. If I walk fast, I can get there probably in like 30 seconds. I'm like right next to the library, which is convenient. I could wake up literally 10 minutes before my classes and make it on time, because I've literally woken up at 8:10 before and had an 8:20 and I made it on time, which is nice, you know. If I had to drive there, I'd have to park, and then you have to walk from the parking lot all the way to the classroom buildings. I don't really want to drive in the snow because I'm not from somewhere where it snows, so that just doesn't seem like fun to me. So I'm just gonna probably live on campus all 4 years. Also, I kind of want to be an RA, because then you get to live on campus free and they pay for you to have a parking spot. So like that definitely seems like a good option. So I'll probably be trying to do that maybe. But anyways, it's random, and your roommate is also random. So they assign you to a dorm, and then they also assign you to a roommate. The way that they pick the freshman rooms are that rectors actually reserve some rooms to make sure that the freshmen are like dispersed equally throughout the hall, and that way it's not like everyone else picks like where they're gonna live and then all the freshmen are like clumped on one section in one floor, because that would be kind of bad, you know. That wouldn't build community the Notre Dame way. So rectors reserve certain rooms for freshmen, and then the rest of the freshman rooms, they don't reserve all the freshman rooms. They reserve like a small number that's like a good starting basis, and then they allow everyone else to do room picks, which we're currently doing right now. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, remind me, okay?
Okay.
So then people pick their rooms, and then all the rooms that don't get picked end up being freshman rooms also. So this year in my dorm, like this current year where everyone's living in it, all the freshmen for the most part ended up in doubles, which is where you live with like one other roommate. That's not true across all the dorms, it's just in my dorm. But there were only 2 girls who lived in a triple, but they just got randomly placed into a triple with 2 people, so they didn't have a third roommate. But in other dorms, for example, P-Dub, I know a lot of girls live in quads, and then you can also live in triples, and a lot of boys' dorms have 6-mans, but those are really popular, so you won't live in those as a freshman, most likely. And I know Lewis also has a 6-man, which is kind of cool. I wish we had a 6-man. That'd be fun. But also a lot of people to live with, so you gotta weigh your pros and cons, you know? But anyways, you're randomly assigned to however many roommates for the random room that you get assigned to in a random dorm. So like, I was randomly assigned to BP in a double, so I only had 1 roommate. But if you were randomly assigned to P-Dub in a quad, you'd have 3 roommates. So it's all just kind of depends on what you're assigned to and where you're assigned to, and then that dorm basically becomes, it's basically like free Greek life, in my opinion. Notre Dame doesn't have Greek life, which I've also been asked about that, like if I like that or not, because if I went to a school that had Greek life, I'd probably join a sorority. Most likely, I definitely would, probably. And so people have asked me like, oh, like, do you like that there's no sororities and stuff like that? And I mean, sororities you have to pay fees for, but like Notre Dame dorms you don't. So it's basically like free Greek life, because you have colors, you have a mascot, and like your dorm is your community, and a lot of people take pride in it. So it's basically like free Greek life, which is nice. But also if you aren't into Greek life, like you just don't have to participate, because in sororities they make you participate in things, but in our dorms they can't make you. So you can really get out of it whatever you want out of it. It can either be kind of like a sorority for you, or it can be just not like a sorority at all, or a fraternity if you're a boy. Every dorm comes with its own like stereotypes, kind of. So that's something that's fun. You should go watch my Keenan review video. And in that video, watch the whole thing first. Watch my video first. But then in the description, I linked the Keenan review from this year. And the Keenan review is known for like making fun of different dorms and making fun of different things on campus. It's like a comedy show. So you can go and you can watch it and kind of see like how they poke fun at different dorms. You can also just Google and kind of find out about like the stereotype of your dorm. They're mostly funny. Most of them aren't true. But it's like fun to pretend, you know? And it's just something that's like fun to buy into. The whole random roommate situation, I hope that's probably gonna be super audible in the back. Sorry, my sister's like moving around the house, like making loud noises. The whole random roommate thing usually works out for everyone. I do, for my job, as I had mentioned, where I color this book in, I call alumni from campus, and a lot of people tell me like they still talk to their freshman year roommates, and these are like people who graduated like in the 60s and stuff. So that's always kind of cool to hear about. I like my roommate. We were both from the South, which we bonded over because it was cold, so we got through the winter together. And she was super chill, and she did, like, I'm kind of a chatty person, so like that didn't bother her, which was nice. And like she was just really relaxed, so that was good. Like our personalities like meshed well together. It doesn't always work out for everyone. Like I do have a friend who like, it just didn't really work out for her. But I mean, for the most part, it works out for everyone. You just like, you don't have to be best friends with your roommate. Me and my roommate are like in the same friend group, but you don't have to be best friends with your roommate. You can kind of just like have your own friends and just like sleep in your dorm or like hang out in your dorm. There's lots of different people at Notre Dame. So like, I have a friend who like, she really likes studying in the dorm room, but like I can't study in my dorm room, so I'm always at the library. Me and my roommate, like we weren't always in the room a lot. I would say she was out of the room more than I was, because I would be in there like, sometimes I'd stay in and like just chill when I didn't feel like doing homework and like watch TV or listen to music, stuff like that. Some people like to study in the dorm room, some people don't. Some people literally just sleep there. Some people stay in there like all day when they don't have classes. It really just depends. But I think for the most part it works out. You don't have to live with your freshman roommate all 4 years. You can pick new roommates your sophomore year, which is like currently what we're doing right now. So I'll talk about room picks a little bit. I'm gonna be living with my 2 friends who I didn't live with this year, and we're gonna live in a triple. So basically how room picks work is you get random lottery numbers, and most dorms have fun traditions on the way that they do this. But because of COVID-19 this year, we don't get to do those fun traditions, and people think now that Notre Dame has to do it systematically, we won't get to go back to doing it the fun way, which sucks because, I mean, like, I never even got to participate in the traditions. My rector would do, like, the people who got the worst room picks would get, like, prizes, which made it kind of fun, you know, because it's not fun having a bad room pick. But whatever, they're probably, I hope they let us go back to doing it in our own traditional way, but who knows how it'll happen. Notre Dame really likes tradition, so maybe they will let us. But yeah, so seniors get like the first lot of numbers, however many there are, and they're randomly assorted between them. Then it's rising juniors, randomly assorted, rising sophomores, randomly assorted, and then freshmen just get randomly assigned to rooms. So that's how that works. Me and my friends got pretty good numbers. My one friend that, like, out of the three of us, we were all pretty high in the rising sophomore lot. Abby got actually like the third pick in the sophomore lot, so that was pretty good because that means we'll definitely get a room that we want. But this year, it looks like only about 4 groups want triples, and we have 6 triples in BP, so that works out. Going into more holistic, that's all I have to say. Besides just like whole advice dorm, I would say really buy into your dorm. I think that's what makes it fun, when you really buy into it and you like become a part of that culture, because I mean, you're paying to go to Notre Dame and it's expensive, so you might as well like buy into your dorm's culture and have fun with it. Also, like, you only, like, just logistically, college is the only time you can really have like irresponsible fun. Like, it's the last time, you know, because once you're in the workforce, like, you're in the workforce. You can't just go out with your friends on like a Tuesday night and stay up till midnight, or stay in and watch movies till 2 a.m. because you're in the workforce and you have to work. So, and plus beauty sleep is precious at that age. That's what my cousin's wife told me once. Oh yeah, and then once you're like in the workforce for a little to where you'd adapt, like, then you start a family. You can't just leave your child to go clubbing, you know? So like, college is your last chance to have fun and be semi-irresponsible while trying to learn how to be responsible. So I think you should really buy into it and have a lot of fun with your dorm. And yeah, that's basically my advice on that. Advice for your random roommate, what I think is the most important, like, try to get to know your roommate a little bit over the summer, I would say, and definitely talk about who's gonna bring what. I would recommend, you definitely need a mini fridge. A futon would be nice. Like, definitely would recommend a futon. Definitely need a mini fridge. Definitely need a rug. All the floors at Notre Dame, like, are tile-ish, you know? So, like, I don't know. I mean, if you're okay with, like, walking around on that, it's just not as homey. So I would say bring a rug. A lot of boys will put like those like lights that go around the room and make it like different colors, have the little remote control. A lot of girls do that too. I'm gonna be doing that in my room next year. And then a lot of other girls have like Christmas lights. That's something. Bring wall decor to make it more homey. Definitely use command strips, but here's one of the downsides I've found to command strips is, especially one of my friends, she found this to be a huge downside. You stick them to the wall, but like when they repaint the dorms, they don't strip the paint. They just like literally spray over all the paint. So there's just like paint layers caked on top of each other. And then you put the command strip on, but if you hang something heavy on it, the command strip rips the paint off the wall. But just be careful with that, because I don't know if they'll charge you for it or not, but like, because it's really not your fault, it's their fault, because they're just like not stripping the paint, they're just spraying over it, which isn't efficient. So, I don't know, you like use command strips, but don't use too many heavy things on them. And if you're gonna use heavy things, like do so many command strips on the back of that thing and stick it to the wall and hope for the best, because like the paint might peel off with it. Yeah, I would say just lots of decor, a rug, a mini fridge. You don't need a vacuum or a broom. I was like a Swiffer, sweeper. You don't need a vacuum or a broom or a mop or anything like that. Your dorm provides all of those. They also provide Raid, which there will be bugs in these rooms probably, which kind of sucks, but whatever. I mean, they're old. Even the new ones probably have bugs. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just, you're at college. I don't know what to do with that information. Definitely bring shower shoes because the bathrooms are communal in the dorms. And something that you do need is Clorox wipes. Like, definitely bring Clorox wipes because you can clean your sink with those, and they don't provide Clorox wipes, and you can clean other things. And bring a duster because there's so much dust in the rooms and they don't provide you with a duster, so bring that. I would say that's probably like the main things. You can also bring dish soap if you want to do your dishes in your sink, but they provide dish soap in the kitchens of dorms, which some boys dorms, their kitchens really are like not adequate, so you might need to bring dish soap if you're a boy and your dorm doesn't have a good kitchen. So I mean, that's always something you could buy later on. Yeah, I think I'll do a move-in advice separate from this video, and I'll tell you how I think you should move in. Notre Dame makes moving in really easy though, so, but I'll do a move-in advice video also. Talking to your roommate advice, like I said, just work out who's gonna bring what. Both of you should bring decor, I would say. That way it's not just like one roommate decorating the whole room, and it can like represent you both, and you can just like split it down the middle and do decor, or you could like collaborate on decor and like plan what you're gonna buy and just like plan who will buy what. But one other advice I have for like living with your random roommate would be like, get to know them. Because, okay, so what we did in my room, or in my dorm, was like 3 weeks in, they had us fill out like this roommate contract that basically like we promised to be a good roommate, and we kind of like, they forced us to talk about like how we were gonna divvy up chores, like early bird, night bird, are you okay with sharing things? But like, I mean, we were only there for like 3 weeks, so it's like awkward to be like, you need to do more chores and I don't want to share with you, and like all this stuff. Like, that's just kind of a weird thing to say to someone you barely know. So I would say it's an awkward conversation, but have it early on, like maybe over text. I'm not a very confrontational person, so maybe during the summer over text, be like, hey, like, actually no, don't do it over the summer. That's like, then they'll think you're crazy. They'll be like, oh my god, I'm living with a control freak. Definitely don't do it over summer, actually. Do it like about 3 weeks in, I would say that probably is a good time, but actually do it. Like, talk about who's gonna do what chores. Like, chores that you have to do are taking out the trash, cleaning the sink, vacuuming the rug if you have a rug, jeez, I keep saying swiffering, sweeping the ground where you don't have rugs, dusting. Yeah, I would say those are all the chores that you do. By the way, you don't need to bring your own trash can. I literally bought a trash can. They provide those for you, and a recycling bin, so you don't need a trash can. They also provide trash bags and recycling bags, so you don't need those either. But definitely talk about like how you're gonna divide those chores up, because that's helpful. You don't wanna have like an unbalance. Definitely just divide up the chores, because I don't know, like you don't want it to be super strict, I would say, like to where it's like you have to take out the trash bag because I took it out last time. I would say like do things as they come up is my best advice. Like if the trash is full, hey, just take it out. If the sink's a little dirty, hey, clean it. If the floor looks like it needs to be vacuumed, just vacuum it. You know, like I think that's the way it works out best, but not all people are like that. So like you just need to see like how your personalities are and figure out how the heck you want to do things, but definitely figure it out. That's what I've got to say about it. Other advice, don't be super loud. This is something that a lot of people complain about, because there's like night owls and there's early birds, right? So if you're an early bird, don't be loud if your roommate's sleeping. That's something a lot of people have issues with and complain about a lot that I hear around campus. My roommate was pretty quiet, so I didn't really, and I'm a really heavy sleeper, so I didn't have that issue. But I'm a night owl and she was a heavy sleeper also, so we didn't really have any issues like waking each other up, but other people did. So definitely kind of talk about that. Make sure you have that discussion where you're like, hey, like I'll be quiet if I stay up late, or I'll be quiet if I wake up before you, because you don't want them to be like waking up, turning all the lights on, like banging all the drawers in the sink, because that like will probably get old eventually. Also just being a courteous roommate, make sure like if you set an alarm, you'll wake up to that alarm, because that's a problem I've heard from like many people on campus too, where like your roommate alarm is going off all morning, and like let's say you don't have class until like 10:30, but they have an 8:20. Like you don't want to be waking up at 8:20 with them, you know? Like you're in college, they need to just like be able to wake themselves up. Don't force your roommate to go to parties if that's not their thing.
It's not my thing.
But like be nice to your roommate, I would say. Invite them places sometimes, that's nice, you know? I would say like, especially at Notre Dame, which I read this book. I'll talk about that in a separate video though. But I read this book that I think you should read too, so wait on that video because it's a good book. Really lots of good advice. But like the people you meet at Notre Dame are really special, you know? Because I mean, obviously they do a good job at picking people who are gonna love the university and who really enjoy their time there. So like I would say definitely get to know your roommate. Like make lots of friends your freshman year. Buy into your dorm. Decorate your room, make it homey. Have fun with it. I think that's all. If you have any questions about anything you think that I missed, then you can just comment them down below and I'll answer them for you. Comment on my video. I love when people do that. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so anyways, I think that's it for the video. I hope you found this helpful. If you're still confused about something, just comment down below and I'll clarify that to the best of my abilities for you. I'm gonna keep rambling while I finish coloring the outputs of my wall, and then I'm gonna do my final coloring reveal. I didn't finish this picture, but that's because these pictures kind of take a long time, and I like to work on them while I work, so like I didn't finish. I basically just finished coloring the wall. But yeah, that's it for this video. Be waiting on more freshman advice from my freshman advice series. I will see you then. Now let's do a coloring reveal. This is how far I got. Oh yeah, there we go, it's focused. Wow. Now do yours. Did you start that at the beginning of this? She got pretty far, I would say.
Can you see it?
Yeah. It cut off, but bye!
Doesn't it feel
My
like
flowers aren't in it.
It's like for those.